about it. And then when we're on the air, just try not to follow up the curse word with another curse word because I got the dump button.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Yes, that's the exact example that I give to people all the time. It's funny that you mentioned Magic the Gathering too. One of our sponsors on the show and good friends of our show is a business in town called Tucson Games and Gadgets.
Okay.
So they have like 3 locations in town, in the mall and 2 of the malls and the outlet mall, and they have gaming rooms, right? So huge Magic the Gathering nights, and of course, RPG games.
Yep.
We just played Kobold's Ate My Baby on Monday, just for the podcast. Just the entire podcast. We're just gonna play this RPG. So we had one of the managers come in, kind of run it, and then we learned the game and had fun with it that way.
Dungeons and Dragons one shot kind of thing.
Yeah. So we're able to play it the way he was able to run it. It ran a little bit over an hour.
Okay.
But you could pretty much design a game where it's 30 minutes or it's 30 days, really.
Wow.
But yeah, it was a really fun game and experience, and with Magic continuing to kind of blow up and become uber valuable. What's your most valuable card that you have, monetarily speaking?
I mean, there's cards. I mean, we've seen shit go. There was a set that happened recently.
Yeah.
that had a card in it that everyone was looking for, and we saw some coming out for or not a song. I'm thinking about music.
What is going on in your brain right now?
I woke up 45 seconds ago.
I know.
There was a card in there going for $5,000, out of a new pack.
But I'm trying to think. So for us, because you guys just bought boxes, right, of the new set.
Yeah, we went nuts.
Yeah, we went sicko on it.
Yeah.
But again,
are you going to be in debt by the time this tour is over, just with your investments into Magic the Gathering? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I made $14 back.
Yeah, that is true.
On my $90 payment. It was store credit.
See, it's crazy for me because so I grew up playing Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
That was my thing, and then of course got into Yu-Gi-Oh.
Right.
And I'm very blessed to say that I kept all my Pokemon stuff. And I mean, there's some crazy expensive Pokemon cards,
right?
As we all know.
Are you kind of pissed that you actually played with the cards and just preserved them?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
I think even just opening cards, right? Because packs alone are worth more than what's unopened.
Yeah, and you don't even know what's in them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, my mom and I have had that conversation multiple times.
It's such a crazy industry, and how it's blown up over the past 20 plus years. In value. So yeah, it's crazy to see. Oh, by the way, if you're joining us on the podcast broadcast, we got Lee, Cody, and Caleb in studio from Funeral Portrait, who of course are performing tonight at Club Encore. And we were talking about Magic the Gathering, which made your website make even more sense because you have one of the coolest websites that I've ever seen. It's fully immersive, as we click through here, theater, that's pretty self-explanatory. That's where you kind of get to the music videos.
Yep.
Right? That you have right there, ready to fly.
Oh, that one.
Let's see. High school, right? Oh, high school went to another page here.
Did it? Oh,
Yeah.
let's see which one that one too.
There,
I can't remember.
Yeah, what is high school? Do you know?
Oh, yes. This is our this is a playlist generator.
Yes.
This is I'm very proud of.
Take a quiz.
Yeah.
It's a little quiz that you can take, and it's
Every choice leads to a different feature. Yes.
We were trying to figure this out the other day. What are those called?
yeah. What are those called?
But make it with organized called something.
Someone on it called
Fortune tellers. We were on a show the other day and we were trying to tell them about it. We were all four all the radio doing this move.
Trying to explain it to them.
It's the thing.
It's the thing. Yeah.
Someone on the stream is gonna know this. So what is this thing called? Where you just kind of do numbers.
The schoolyard thing of life.
Yeah.
4, 5, 8.
Sorry, they don't hear it because I'm getting yelled at.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's playing music.
Yes. Let me switch back there because I'm getting yelled at by my, producer, my friend Todd. It's loud music, you fool. Can't hear. Okay. Well, back to the question that now you can hear me, right? With that said, what was that thing called where you do it with your hand? Yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's fortune teller, right?
I don't know.
But that's probably the American version, right? We just called that.
It's something. It's called a thing.
Lindsay, you probably know this, okay? So that thing that we just showed the screen, yes, and we're back. And my apologies, okay? Yes, I forgot that it fired off into the single Suffocate City that we've been playing here. That's in rotation. That's in,
Yes, thank you.
In fact, actually, I kind of, I didn't get yelled at, but when I was setting up you guys coming in, I was like, yeah, we got them in power rotation. And then my PD, such a fucking nerd, Mac, is just like, it's not power, it's recurrent. And I'm like, I mean, I'm playing it here in the morning show with morning show radio, right? They only play the songs or allow me to play the songs that are tested the best and are proven safest for the largest amount of people.
Yes.
And so for Suffocate City, to get in that rotation, that's as power as it gets in my mind.
We listen. This whole
Yeah.
thing. Not to go on a tangent. It's wild because we are a little backstory as we go through this little thing is basically, so we've been a band for 10 years, right? And we never thought that we would even have a song on the radio, right? Like, I don't know. We're still the same band as we were 10 years ago, maybe just a little less metalcore. Let's just put it that way, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's way more rock than it used to be, right?
Right.
But with that song, when we wrote that song, we were like, oh, it's just a really cool song. We like that song, right? And then we got Spencer from Ice Nine on it, right?
Yeah.
And then it was like, the label was like, oh, we're going to take it to radio. And we're like,
having a plaque at my studio with like a @1 rock, like that was never on the board for me. That was never like, I was like, oh, the song's cool, It's never like #1 at radio.
So you didn't even see it coming, huh?
No, and that's the whole thing, right? And I think we all were like, okay, it's just gonna go to radio. That's gonna help us, cool, like fine, whatever. Like, and then it's like, oh, top 20, oh, top 10, oh, top 5, and then we sat at 2 under Linkin Park for a really, really long time. For literally like 4 weeks,
like
we were
month.
#2.
But we were, not for nothing, we were fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm not expected to just throw Linkin Park on their return. Like, what do you want me to do about that?
First time ever going to radio, too. And I was just like, and
then one day,
Yeah.
it just happened.
And that just goes to show, honestly, if it wasn't for the resurgence of Linkin Park at that time, then,
could have been #1 for a month.
Over a month, honestly. I mean, it is.
Yeah, literally.
It's heavy, but it's catchy and melodic, and it's what rock radio has been like kind of begging for a minute there. So that's been great to see. So I mean, honestly, I'm glad that it did go to #1 because it deserves the credit of being a #1 single, especially during that time.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. And not to take away from like Emily Armstrong and Linkin Park 2.0 because it's great that they came on, but obviously you get a brand like Linkin Park that every program director in the nation immediately
be mad about
gives
it.
it like 30 spins.
That was the thing is we couldn't go like for us, we were just like,
I'm not going toe to toe with Mike Shinoda. I love that guy.
Exactly. Like the return of Linkin Park.
Yeah, I was stoked.
Yeah.
No, it's great. It's great to see them live. And Emily, honestly, I actually had the pleasure of having her in studio in my house studio up in Phoenix when I was doing, like low power FM, right? And, I have people perform in studio all the time. She was the only like female singer because female singers can sing beautifully, they could have plenty of range. She was the only one that had balls and so much power that it literally chilled me to my core, to my bones, where I was just like, I almost was like one of those, like Home Alone 2 when like Marv gets electrocuted and like every hair standing up and just like that. That's how it was after she performed. I'm like, oh my fucking God, what kind of like powerhouse are you? So when they announced her as the lead singer, I was like, oh yeah, that was a good call.
No, it's cool because we, it's weird because we're getting ready. I think we're playing 2 festivals with them, right? 2 of the Danny Wimmer festivals. And I was just like, I'm so hyped to see them.
Yeah, I'm excited to see them. I'm glad that we get to just kind of like go to the festival, do our thing, and then I can like go watch Linkin Park, which I always wanted to do anyway.
Exactly.
I mean, that's got to be one of the main benefits of being on these
I
mega
thought I would
bills.
never get to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just resigned. It's like I'm never going to see the Beatles. You know what I mean?
Yes, but not even just that. Think of like seeing Linkin Park for free as well.
Like, I don't know, or getting kind of paid. And I'm like, eating, second part playing. Like, that's how it felt at Aftershock. Me and Cody had this moment where we played Aftershock and we got to see Pantera, who we grew up on, right? Like my dad, like I'm sure his story is very similar to mine, where I would ride around the car with my dad, and he'd have like the best of hits, and we'd jam it all the time, or whatever. And we went and we played Aftershock, and I never thought I'd get to see that band, you know what I mean? Because they were gone for obvious reasons,
Right.
And so coming back, like, they crushed. It was just such a sick, like, so get to do it for free on a full stomach.
Exactly.
Can't complain.
And getting paid for it too. So when you saw Pantera, did you go side stage or did you go out into the crowd?
I wanted to see it for the crowd. I wanted to hear it. I wanted to see it. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a crowd participant.
Right.
Side stage is like cloudy. But it doesn't sound good. You don't see the show.
It doesn't sound good. It doesn't look good.
It's just for you to be like, I was side stage. Like, I don't care. It sounds
I'm surprised because I have been to smaller size festivals that actually did it right, where they set up monitors on the side stage or behind stage so you could actually hear.
That's smart.
Properly. Yeah. But I'm surprised. Like, hold on. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're joined by the Funeral Portrait live on the podcast broadcast as we're talking about them being able to see Pantera at Aftershock after they performed at Aftershock. But like I was saying, I'm surprised at these larger festivals, knowing that they're putting together like 40, 50 bands on a bill, and knowing that a lot of these bands are going to want to check out the other bands, don't set up monitor sound systems a side stage or backstage so they could hear and see what the crowd is seeing. Because you get a muffled experience when you have like quote unquote VIP access.
You're right. Well, and I think I have thought about that because that is kind of funky that you don't, because I have been to a few, like you said, that do. I think it all depends because nowadays, like, there's so many different, this, I'm going to talk like our front of house engineer, but everybody has different gear and you don't know what it's going to sound like, and and it's like,
I mean, that's true.
I think that's partially it, right? Is everyone has a different front of house guy, everybody has a different board, everybody has completely different gear, and the last thing on earth another front of house guy wants to deal with is the way it sounds on stage for the VIP.
Right. Especially if those are the people that you're trying to impress. It's like, oh, I'm trying to mix for this crowd of 20,000 people, but God forbid this one agent that we're cool with is backstage and he hears my shitty mix or my bad mix or whatever, and then you're stuck with it and like, and he's freaking out. Like, so I totally understand.
Yeah. We're keeping tracks on dump. First up of the day, we got it down.
2 for 2.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
What, did you curse on the last one?
Oh,
yeah. It happens.
On the personas.
I got
it.
Dude, oh man. Dude, Caleb,
cool.
it just comes out.
Well, I'm just a sailor, man. Have you met my mom?
Yeah,
I know.
It's natural. And you guys are from Atlanta, Georgia, right? All of you?
Kind of.
No?
So the band is based out of Atlanta, okay? It started in Atlanta with completely different guys except for myself, right?
Okay.
A few years in, 3 years in, all of them decided to do a nice reverse kick out where they left the band, started a new band, played one show, and broke up. So let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And then, so the two that aren't here, Homer and Rob, our drummer and bassist, they then were selected to come on in, and they joined, and then Cody came, and then Caleb came. And so half of the band, Rob and Cody, are from Rochester, New York.
Okay.
And Cody still lives in Rochester.
Yep.
And then Homer, our drummer,
Rob moved down to Atlanta.
Yeah, so Rob moved down to Atlanta when he joined.
Yeah.
And then Homer is from a really small town called Hoopeston, Illinois. They've got, 4,000 people that live there?
Small town.
Yeah, 4,000 or 5,000.
There's so many small towns in Illinois. I've known, I've met a few people through there, and it's very Jerry Springer country, right? It is.
Big time.
It
Yes,
is.
let's put it that way. And he kind of fits the vibe of small town America,
Yeah.
It's, that's why his name's Homer, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
and then Caleb here is from St. Louis, and he joined us in 2019.
Nice.
So.
I'm surprised that Cody and Caleb, first off, aren't brothers or didn't grow up together. You got a similar aesthetic and everything. You guys.
When I tell you that's a bit that we run.
Yeah, like your brothers.
Cody and I.
Bro.
It's kind of crazy you just said that.
That's actually genuinely really funny. We do this bit. We did it really bad a couple years ago. This girl was.
She was hammered.
Was very, 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 very drunk. And it was her and her friend. They were both very, very drunk. And she was like, I think you guys are brothers. And me and Cody were like, well, yeah, because we are. right? Like I'm like, would you believe it or not? He's actually the older brother. I know that I'm taller, but and we're like, we just ran with it. And the other girl's like, I don't think so, but we just really cooked on it, and we do it all the time. Like if someone like is really drunk and being like kind of obnoxious, that's a good word for it.
Like punishing
a little bit. Well, I'm like, maybe me and Cody like our lock in, like, oh, this guy kind of sucks. Like, oh, did you know we're brothers? Like,
that's the code. That's the code.
Just to like mess with it, just to be stupid or whatever. But that's really funny you say that.
Yeah. Oh, well, hopefully I wasn't being that D-bag already. But
no, you're not.
You'd have to have like 14 Bud Lights in
you're way too many PBRs behind.
Yeah. Well, I did get a head start this morning. We're continuing the conversation here with the Funeral Portrait coming up next hour. Not only are we going to play Suffocate City, give you an opportunity to win tickets, but I also have a song that you have never heard on the radio before called Holy Water that I'm going to debut here on Rock 102.1. So hang out with us. Or join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Yeah, surprise. You didn't know that, huh?
No. We knew Octane, I think.
So it's been
weird.
It,
but we didn't know Terrestrial was doing it.
So I knew. So one person tagged us saying that like some other station was playing it. And I was like, oh, cool. And hearing it from Jackie, who does our radio, she was like,
Full Metal Jackie.
Yep. She
Jackie's
was
the man.
She is the man. And she was like, oh, we're going to just take it now. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's go. Because like for us, we're still just on the high of Suffocate City. You know what I mean? Like
two songs on terrestrial radio is not crazy. Yeah. That's just not. That doesn't happen to bands like I wear fishnets and eyeliner and stuff. Like that doesn't happen to bands like us.
That's
like
the thing, right? That's
the
whole thing with our band, right? It's like we are and this is something that we talk about all the time. But we're like the emo active rock band, right?
Yeah.
So we're taking like the aesthetic, especially of like the 2004, 2005 like emo core stuff.
Yeah.
Taking it a little bit more modern, right? And spinning it in our own way, right? And we do make, quote, I guess, radio-friendly songs, right? But, like, I don't know. Like, I'm here in the studio, and I'm looking at some of these shows that y'all have, like, put on and stuff. I mean, there's
this one over here where the Used is headlining over Chris Cornell and Chevelle.
I know.
That's actually banana. I know it's 07.
2007, yeah.
07, so, like, that is when they were really cooking, but still, that's nuts.
Yeah, I know.
Cool. But it's super cool to see, like, all of these shows. And it's weird because I think growing up, I always thought emo was over here, right? And rock radio was over here.
Right.
And it really was, right?
Yeah.
But that's why we're trying to bridge kind of that gap a little bit. But it seems like you guys have been doing that forever.
So like, this station has been the hybrid station for a while. Now they identify as active rock, but to say it and do it are two different things, right?
Of course.
We're very much like a vintage alt / new rock station.
That's cool.
But that's how a lot of people, when they listen to music, they cross genres, and especially these generations.
Dude,
I mean, it's all over the place.
Genres do not exist anymore.
Right.
They really do not. And you look at it. I mean, look at even, you look at last year with Falling in Reverse and Jelly Roll, right? Like that song, the biggest song in rock last year was that song.
I know.
And that
song
was
like a metalcore country fusion thing.
Yes. I know, you didn't see that one coming either, right?
No. And that's what it is, right? And that's
it's like a Mad Lib.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, at the end of the day, what our band is we're truly who we are, and we didn't have to change for radio, right? Like, we didn't have to do this because none of this was written on purpose, right? Like we just did this.
Yeah, and radio caught up.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not going in like,
cool.
we got to write the next big radio hit. Sure. Like, that's not really the thing that we do.
That's a formula for failure anyways.
Well, yeah,
right?
if you go, well, I mean, it's like I think this is definitely not radio, but Brian from Knock Loose, he made this post because they were going to the Grammys next week or whatever, and he made this really heartfelt post talking about, like, I didn't start a band to get a Grammy. I started a band to go on an adventure with my friends and make art. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's the most noble, like, intention of it. I think that, like, all the big guys, we haven't toured with tons and tons of huge bands, but the big bands that we have toured with are all super humble, real dudes who just want to make great art. You know what I mean? And, like, it's not about, I got to write the next big radio hit, because that's not going to happen. That's not how it works. Like, what is it? We talk about this all the time. Like, what is a hit?
What is it?
Suffocate City's not a hit.
Well, for us,
it's got like a breakdown.
Yeah.
Let's talk Suffocate City, right? So when you came up with that and composed it and everything, did it seem like effortless, like, or what was the process? And did you think it was like almost like a filler song on the album?
It's very explicitly not effortless.
No.
That was a lot. Okay.
So with this one, Suffocate City was the first song for the record that I think fully clicked, right?
Yeah.
Even though Holy Water we've had since 2019. So we released Holy Water by ourselves, like before we were on the label.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the song that got the attention from the label. And the label was like, oh, we need, and this is, digging deep, like our old A&R, not our current one, because our current one's incredible. Our old A&R was just like, oh, like, you need all holy waters. That's all the reason why I signed you. Only holy water. And I'm like,
a shitty statement,
yeah,
right?
well, and we're like, that's not us. Like, that's not the band that we are. We release every single song that we do is completely different, right?
Right.
And our whole thing is that you listen to our record and it just sounds completely different. And each song sounds different, right? So with Suffocate City, it was the first song that we wrote for the record, and it was via Zoom because it was during COVID. Because this record took us that long. We started on this record basically early 2020, and it was via Zoom. And I remember us just being like, stuck, and not just stuck at home. It's really about being stuck in your life, right? And we just felt so stuck that we were just sitting.
Sorry, I was counting that down.
That we were just, that we've been stuck in this rotation forever, right? Of just, we're never gonna make it almost, right? And so it's crazy that Suffocate City is that one, right? And it was the first one that clicked. I think we all knew that was the song.
That's definitely my favorite out of the bunch. For sure.
When we kind of got like, I'll say the rough draft masters because that changed. But when we got like the final masters for the record, that was like the one. Like everyone knew like that was the song. You know what I mean? Which I think is a very common experience with bands. You know what I mean? When you get the bunch, like you look at the bunch, you go, yeah, I'm proud of all these songs. I love all these songs because how you pick your children or whatever. But like also you do have a favorite kid. You know what I mean? So like it's
here's my varsity child right here.
I would never pick one, but this is the best one.
Well, I think Suffocate City was that, right? And then it's so funny because forever we were closing with Holy Water to bring up, Holy Water being this next track, to go to radio. We're like, well, like we forever were closing with Holy Water because that was the big song, right?
Yeah.
But then Suffocate City came along and it just really pushed it down. And then we've got like Dark Thoughts and we got like You're So Ugly When You Cry and stuff that now have even pushed Holy Water down. But now that Holy Water is going to make this, it's resurgence, but also finally get its day almost, because I think that's it. It's like
it's been one of your favorites for a while.
Well, since 2019, we felt like it was time in 2019 because it was getting a little bit of test here and there on radio, but like without being at a label, right?
Yeah,
and that's what got their attention. And they were like, "Oh, we know it's going to work," but it's been sitting. I mean, it's literally just been sitting since 2019, basically.
I know, but that happens so much. I tell every band that, like, no matter how old your catalog is to you, it's brand new to somebody hearing it for the first time, right? You know, so, so, like, as we debut this 6-year-old new music this hour, right? It's a trip.
But it's like that, we referenced that Rehab song.
Yeah.
You know that Rehab song, Bartender?
Yeah.
That came out on a record in like 2003.
Yes.
And then Rehab put out multiple albums after that, and then they went back and re-released Bartender, and it was massive.
Yeah.
Literally, like at the time, like basically probably saying like a 6-year-old song from not even from like, because we haven't put records out in between. You know what I mean? This is from the same album cycle still. They went back 2 records and said, no, this song rocks.
This
song
rocks.
This again,
it needs to come out.
Yeah. And that's a timeless song too. When you wrote Suffocate City, did it start with a riff or did it start with a concept?
It's wild. I'm trying to think. I think so. We wrote it with this guy Johnny Andrews and this other guy Josh Landry, and it was the 3 of us for the most part, and then Cody came in at the end and really tied in with the riff as well. And because this was Caleb at the time wasn't even in the band.
Oh wow!
At the time, so because we were in this weird position because he joined in 2019, but then COVID hit and he kind of disappeared. It was a whole thing. It wasn't. It was just.
What did you do during COVID?
Wanted to die so bad.
You're licking doorknobs and shit. You're like, shit, it missed me again.
Well, it was one of those things that it was just because he wasn't.
Well,
really
I had done a tour. right? And it was like, okay, maybe we'll see how it goes, whatever. And then COVID hit, and it wasn't really like in enough for me to be involved fully.
That's what it was.
And so I just resigned to they would still, it was like halvesies, right? Like they would send me everything, like, hey, this is the song that we did. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, you know what I mean? But I wasn't involved actually in it, which is then later on, about 2 years ago, whatever, we went back and cut some old songs and then put in new songs that I did get to write. So which is cool. I got to at least have like a hand on
some fingerprints in there.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 songs in there that I did get to touch. But I mean, the songs but they're all good songs. Like I don't have any major bias towards it.
What song was the most difficult for you to pick up and perform?
We have a song called "Stay Weird" on the record.
You learned how to play piano.
Yeah, so live, we do like this super cheesy, but I love cheesy, so it's fine. Like super cheesy, like Meatloaf version, where the front half is just all piano, and then like the band kicks in the back. But the record version is not like that. And I literally learned how to play piano for this band. Like I write, right? That's my main bag is like being a songwriter. So I'm like I know how to piano works, but I don't consider myself like a player. You know what I mean? Like I can record and I can do stuff. I'm not like a piano player, you know. But I was like, that's a cool idea, and I really wanted the song to do that. So I had to like learn how to play this song that was written by Johnny Andrews, who's like an off the charts phenomenal piano player.
That brings it back to writing Suffocation.
Yeah, exactly.
Is Johnny, he writes piano first.
Okay.
So he doesn't play guitar and write.
Right.
He's on a piano and he's just
But that
mad
translates.
scientist.
That translates.
Well, especially for us being a theatrical band.
Right.
And the way I grew up being classically trained vocalist, that's all I know is how to sing to a piano, right? So
you were classically trained? When did you start training?
Oh, man. It was a super theater kid. I went to a whole performing arts high school.
Okay.
I got accepted into colleges to go for classical voice, all this stuff. I just didn't do it because...
They called him Baby Pavarotti.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. But anyways, it was just my love, right? I did choir, I did anything I could to do performing arts, right?
Did you have to tone down your vibrato to be a rock singer?
All the time.
Yes, I do it all the time because I'll be like,
we'll be tracking. I'm like, hey man, that's great, but get out of you're not in the Sydney Opera. You know?
Well, the thing is, it's part of my voice, right?
Yeah.
And you can really hear it, especially in some songs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When
you say it doesn't surprise me.
It is great. It's very identifiable, and it's never like I want him to not do it. But there's times where it's like, dial that back a little bit.
It's because
in rock you just hit the note.
Yeah.
Yes, right? And then you bring it in a little bit. So a lot of times what we'll do like I'll sing it way too clean and I'll be like, it just needs just a little bit. And then I'll be able to do a little bit or something because I've really focused on that of being like, okay, they'll be like, okay, too much. And I'll be like, okay, nothing. And then we'll be like, oh, now it doesn't even
boring.
sound like you.
Now it's not exciting. Yeah.
And so
it's fine. Yeah, it's mostly
you gotta
like
find that Goldilocks zone.
Yeah, when we're tracking, it ends up being like we'll do several tracks of him just like super stale, getting like the note and the breath placement all figured out, and then we'll be like, okay, now sing it like you care about it. Like, maybe not in that exact wording.
No, you're not wrong.
Normally in a much more aggressive wording.
Yes. Mean it.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you really care, you know. No, I think he's gotten it dialed in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I would think so too. And you know, it would be great to see Holy Water climb the charts as well, because really when it comes to establishing yourself in the mainstream, right? I mean, because there's so many different paths now with like online fandom and streaming and all that. But you know, historically speaking, you get that second number one like hit on radio. And then that solidifies it
on the
for
same
a while.
From the same record.
Yeah.
Would be pretty cool.
Please.
Right.
Would be pretty cool.
Please.
I'll do anything.
Please, whatever you want.
You want to go from the RV to the bus.
Yes.
Right?
Well, that is and I know this sounds crazy, right? Because for us, we were living in a Sprinter van for like 10 years. Literally, I owned that van for 10 years. And
paying dues, man. Paying dues.
And that thing broke down a billion times. We dealt with every single thing under the sun.
Ate that, man. Like in our other bands, you know what I mean? Like me, Cody, Rob, Homer, we all did the conversion,
the
buddies conversion
not
band
just
stuff,
because,
you know?
Oh, yeah.
I've been the one doing TFP for 10 years, but they were doing their bands for 10 years too. You know what I mean? So it's not just
putting in those road miles.
They have been, you know, and I, especially if you ask Homer, our drummer.
No one's toured harder or worse than Homer ever in the planet. Nothing bad has ever happened to anybody but Homer.
3 months.
I did 3 months when I was 19. That's cool, man. You're 31.
lived on one pack of ramen.
Bro.
Sleep out of a can. Yeah, trust me. I'm sure. God bless him. I love him so much.
We're going to pop on the air here in about a minute to introduce Suffocate
Watch your
City.
language.
I didn't say anything.
Well, you said shitty.
We're about to.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, we're about to go on air now.
When we did that, when I hit the dump, you didn't notice, but we're doing a dump count. So just one. And we're already reloaded, so we're good for another one, you know.
I'm sorry. I didn't even notice. I'm trying. I'm actually trying very hard.
That's good, though, because we want it to, I mean, obviously, it's a natural conversation and stuff, so you feel, like, comfortable about it, especially since it's so early in the morning. I'll give you some places to check out for, like, lunch and stuff like that. Give you some suggestions, because you can't leave this town without having some Mexican food, dude. Some legit Mexican food.
Well, we can't do anything until like 4.
So give us a good lunch spot. For real. I want a good lunch
spot. When you get, where you're like, oh, Tucson, where you have to eat the food. I mean, honestly, the claim to fame here in this town is the best Mexican food in the nation. Legitimately, it's a city of gastronomy, and it's like one of the only ones in America. And it's strictly because of the Mexican food. We out Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah, Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're hanging out here with the Funeral Portrait, who is performing tonight at Club Encore. That show goes from 7:30 to 11:30. And you may have seen them open up for like Day to Remember, Five Finger Death Punch. I think someone mentioned they saw you guys open up for Five Finger.
Yes.
And of course this song. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to crank up Suffocate City. When we return, I'm going to play a game with the boys. Oh, yes. Going to test your musical knowledge because I know you guys are competitive. You guys play Magic all the time on your downtime to see, who could one-up each other. We'll do it again, but we'll play a round of the last word with the Funeral Portrait right after Suffocate City. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, so here's what we're going to do for the last word, and it's going to be fun, and we'll do 2 at a time. It's like a verbal hot potato game. Okay. So basically what I want you to do is if I say Lee, if you're going to start things off, I'm going to want you to look around the room, pick a band, okay? And then say you're going to go up against like Caleb or Cody one at a time. And the key to the last word is with that band, you're going to name a song title from that band. You guys are going to go back and forth naming song titles from that band without repeating one another. It's a 30-second round, all right? And whoever gets the last acceptable answer in 30 seconds will win that round, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it's a double elimination type deal. So, and that's how. So we'll find out who the king of the last word
will be.
I'm trying to find some that these guys don't know.
I found one. Oh, all of them.
Yeah,
dude, I am not good with song names.
Yeah, this guy. I'm not worried about this guy.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
I'm really
Cody.
not
I
good
know
with
it's
song
probably
names.
gonna be some
well,
hot
you
competition.
can go super mainstream or like iconic, like Nirvana. You know, I mean,
well, it's hard because for me, growing up, song names didn't really matter because I would just put the CD on, right?
And I was like, every single Everclear song ever released. So your it's over, buddy. Oh man, dude! Not for nothing though. This Killer's Cake, Minus the Bear, Bad Religions, Middle Class Rut, Black Veil Brides, Dead Sarah. Unbelievable.
I know. Yes, I know.
Remember Middle Class Rut? What happened?
I know.
They were huge.
With New Low, which was such a great song.
Yeah. My mom loved that band.
I think they went too experimental, to be honest with you. Their follow-up album, they just kind of went in that route where it was just really hard to kind of
that's a little too like noise rocky.
Yeah. And I tried,
which is weird because I felt like Cage the Elephant did that and then it worked for him.
Yes,
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that one song is sick.
Yeah, well, and Cage, seriously, you're right. They shouldn't have made it as big as they are.
They shouldn't have kept getting bigger. You know what I mean? Like, how did that happen?
I know.
Yeah, it was like a folky rap song when it came out.
Because you put out the song that's in the Borderlands trailer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, that's as big as it's ever going to be. And then
one of the biggest video games of all time.
And then they just kept going. Which is, wonderful for them, you know what I mean? But I don't feel like they've had a song bigger than that since then, but I still feel like the band's gotten bigger.
Crazy I see. You see the format is opening that Sum 41 thing. You
That's
know
crazy.
The format is?
Yeah,
it's
fun.
Yeah.
That's crazy with Jimmy.
Well, and he's from Phoenix.
Phoenix,
so
right?
Yep.
I don't know who Unwritten Law
is. Same with the Bled. I see they're from Phoenix, I believe.
Oh, the Bled?
I can see how you'd be into fun and Nate, because Nate is the same thing. Powerful vocals,
right?
Fun.
Yeah. And format, so the format for many years, growing up in Phoenix, that's where I'm from, right?
Okay.
They were, before they were signed, right? So it was one of our, they made it stories, but everybody was into the format, and format was all over local radio before it even grew. And honestly, we're surprised that the format didn't get the national attention that it did in Phoenix, but it was great to see Nate with fun.
It's crazy because
I don't know why Dog Problems wasn't number one.
Right.
What happened? How did that happen?
I love that song, dude. I love Dog Problems. But no, like I mean, they had that song called Snails that I thought was like, I don't know. I was super into stuff like that because that was like what I grew up loving, like, you know, like Bright Eyes, the format. I don't know, just like super cry yourself to sleep kind of music. So
Rocco on 2.1 KFMA. We're back on the air here with the Funeral Portrait, who's performing at Club Encore, and I want to play a game. All right, so here's the deal. This is the last word, and the categories are simple. You're going to name an iconic band, whoever is going to lead off this speed round. And basically, that gives them somewhat the advantage. And then you're going to pick a bandmate to go against. It's a double elimination type deal, 30-second rounds. So you're going to go back and forth naming song titles from the band. All right, whoever gets the last acceptable song title in before the 30-second timer runs out will win that round. And we will proceed to see who is... and it's a gamer-style band, right? This band who likes to compete. And you have you said you have a points board in the RV, a leaderboard.
Yeah.
Who's in the lead on the leaderboard right now?
We have subcategories, so you have to ask. We have 4-way and one-on-one and teams. So.
Okay, who's the one-on-one leader right now?
I think Homer.
I think it is Homer.
Okay,
Homer.
okay.
Homer, drummer,
Who's the 4-way leader?
Me.
Okay. And then what's the other subcategory?
Teams, but I don't think we've actually done any.
Well, we
teams.
did 6 the other day.
We did do a 6 the other day. Cody won.
Okay.
That was our first 6.
That was our first 6.
I love it. I love it. So, you know, in the honor or in the spirit of competition, that's what we're going to do. So, Lee, why don't you pick a band? Tell me a band that you're going to pick and who you want to go against.
This is just going to be funny just because we toured with this band, Islander.
I was going to also pick Islander.
Nice. So you should have a pretty good idea of Islander's set list because you toured with them. So you heard their songs over and over again.
I know no one does though. I know, dude. The thing is so I even have a crazy story because I toured with that band a few times too myself. Like whatever they needed, like merch or driving or tour manage, whatever. So I'm gonna be real. I don't think any of us besides one song.
Well, we're gonna find out. I do have a list.
You do?
I did.
Go with Cody.
Right.
I only know 2.
Dang it.
Who are you gonna pick, Lee?
I'm going with Caleb.
All right, okay. Lee versus Caleb. 30 seconds on the clock will begin when Lee gives me the first answer. Islander songs, Lee, and go.
Coconut Dracula.
Darkness.
Okay.
Dang it. Those were the 2 I knew.
Are you? Oh, what's the one? Like, are you sick of being human? What's the record where they got the guy in the chest?
I don't know. We lost. I lost.
No. Don't give up on yourself.
I'm into darkness. Darkness. See, dang it. Those were the 2 that I was gonna say.
Those are the 2. That's all I remember.
I'm sorry.
This guy could have picked Blink 182.
I did because I just thought it was funny. I didn't even know that you were new one.
All right, the album that you were thinking about is "It's Not Easy Being Human."
It's not easy being human.
Okay,
Okay, I count.
Okay, give me.
Yes,
okay,
that was a terrible round, guys.
I know. So we know. I did
Yes.
that on purpose. I'm sorry.
All right, here.
I thought he wasn't gonna know any. I thought the only one that he was gonna know was Coconut Dracula.
And you literally got stumped almost immediately.
I know,
once he
I know.
fired back at you.
I know.
Okay, let's
horrible.
go. Let's Cody pick who you want to play against.
I'm gonna go against Lee.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And what band?
Oh
no.
let's do
one he knows at least a couple.
let's do Chevelle.
Yes, Chevelle.
Dude, I don't know a single Chevelle song.
Oh,
Are you
yeah?
serious?
I'm not
one.
joking. No.
All right, then we'll do 3-way. We're doing 3-way now.
Okay, yeah.
We're switching up the rules, so it's gonna.
Yeah,
It's
this
gonna
This
go
guy
clockwise.
doesn't know what anything's called anywhere,
Yeah.
so
No,
that's
so
not gonna
I
work.
have this problem. I have a naming problem.
He doesn't
right?
know he couldn't name a My Chem song. It's his favorite band in the world.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like,
Beyond
you know-
Black Parade.
I mean, I could name you everything, but
Yeah,
that's a
I'm
little
being
different,
hyperbolic,
right?
but
Yeah, so there is some records that I could name the track list, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I have a problem with names.
Okay.
You know, and I think it's just partially just that. It just I was like, oh, I know this song by heart.
All right.
Do I know the name of the song? No.
Here's the deal for the Chevelle songs. If you get stumped, you can say pass and go on to the next. Again, the key is to get the last acceptable answer in before 30 seconds runs out.
Okay.
Cody, you're going to start things off. 30 seconds on the clock will begin with your first song title.
Vitamin R.
There you go.
The Red.
Pass. I don't know any.
Family System.
What's the one? I Get It. Or you're
Get
right. I Get It. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, pass.
Clincher.
Jars.
Pass.
The Red.
I already said
No,
the
Red's
Red.
already said.
La, 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 la.
8 seconds.
I got another one.
Oh.
Pass.
Send the Pain Below.
Yeah, send the
Caleb
pain
again.
below. Massive there. So
Dude.
Caleb with the
Cody
big point
Cody
there.
made a mistake.
Okay.
I love that band.
Yeah, you were naming some
That's why
really
I
good
picked
ones.
Lee.
I know.
I love that band.
Yep.
All right, let's go classic on this one. All
Okay.
right. We'll start off with the winner of the last round, Caleb. All
Okay.
right. So this one is going to be simple. Nirvana. Okay. With that said,
Oh.
My little cousin's gonna hate me.
he's 30 seconds on the clock,
Oh,
Caleb.
Lord.
You start
Okay.
off with a Nirvana song and go.
The one from the Batman. I love that one. I'll just say "Smells Like Teen Spirit" to start.
There you go.
While I remember that other song.
Yeah. Lee.
Yo, you turn.
Territorial Pissings.
Yes.
No, dude.
All right, Caleb.
can't do this to me.
In Bloom.
Yes. All right, Lee.
Dude, I'm literally blacked out right now.
Nirvana. It's literally like in
Nirvana.
every
I
grocery
know,
store
I
and
know,
Target
I
across
know.
the country.
You've only heard it 10,000 times in your
10,000
life.
times. I know.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm literally pass.
All right.
I'm so bad at
Cody.
this.
Rape Me.
Yep.
Polly.
Yep.
Pass.
Song About a Girl.
Yep.
Pass.
Heart-shaped box.
Pass.
Uh,
I'm telling you, dude.
if Nirvana had a song named Pass,
Yes,
Lee would win this
Dude, I'm
game.
telling you, I can't. I'm not good at this. Dude, I'm at my.
The
I'm
clothing
at
department
my,
at Target is fuming.
Yes, they are.
That's fine.
100%.
I am.
We're going to do a tiebreaker round between Caleb and Cody on the
Good.
podcast broadcast. When we
Thank you.
return, we're still hanging out with the funeral portrait. We got to get ready for a live in studio performance, and we're going to debut a brand new song on the radio from them that you haven't heard on KFMA before. It's called Holy Water. So that's coming up after music from Falling in Reverse. So you can keep it here on Rock 1 2.1 or join us, youtube.com/beefvegan.
Yeah.
All right.
I need to start paying attention to what songs are called. Dude.
You know, I'm the worst with titles as well. And if I didn't have the computer in front of me, I'm
What was that song I was
Dude,
trying
the
to
thing
think
is, I can sing them all.
Something's in the way.
Something in the
Something
way.
in the way.
I,
Yes.
I just couldn't.
I know. It was great that when Batman came out, that it bumped that song up to
Dude, it
rotation.
rocks. Yeah,
That's
no, but when I
crazy.
first saw it, I saw that movie in theaters like 3 times because I was obsessed with it. But
Yeah.
when I first saw it and that was the song, I was like, yo.
Yes. Well, they
Such a great
they
choice.
knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
ever
they got
hear?
Batman. He's all
Yeah.
he's all freaking dark and scary.
You know, I really hope my little cousin wasn't just listening in. Knowing him, he was.
Just disappointed.
Oh,
You
yeah,
go, "Hey,
no,
Braden, I'm so
Braden,
sorry."
Yeah, Braden, my little cousin Braden, he is obsessed with Nirvana.
Yeah.
It's like his thing.
Well, he's
you
in that
know?
age.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever hear the story that Butch Vig told about recording something in a way and how that became a song on the album?
Well, he was like laying on the couch and
Laying on the floor.
laying on the floor, and he didn't tune the guitar. They had to retune the cello that comes in to match what his
Oh,
guitar was tuned to because he didn't.
that's sick.
It was out of tune.
Yeah, because they kept trying to do it like just regular
The
recording.
vibe just wasn't there.
And it just
Yeah,
wasn't.
so he just like lay down and
That's
and
sick.
then do that. So the whole song's just recorded with him, just kind of like letting it out
Yeah.
That's
as
cool.
relaxed as possible. Yeah,
That's sick.
I know. Just little engineering tips and tricks from.
I don't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is such a powerful song still today. But of course, it's not. You couldn't perform that live because you wouldn't be able to hear anything. You got to
Yeah.
crank up the in post up to 11.
Yeah.
like because it was just muttering. All right. Let's see. With Caleb and Cody, let's have you guys battle it out one last time. As we know, Lee doesn't know song titles.
I don't know
right?
anything.
I would have.
I don't know a
I swear
single
to God,
thing.
I was so tempted to just say your band and then see how well you guys would do. In fact,
good.
actually, let's do that. Let's do a 3-way your band titles, right?
Okay.
All right, and then see. It's got to go fast without repeating each other. All right, and we'll start off with Cody. All right, so it will go Cody, Caleb, Lee. Here we go. 30 seconds on the clock will begin when you finish first song title. Go.
Dopamine.
There you go.
Casanova.
Stay weird.
All right.
Suffocate City.
Shaking hands.
Oh, a moment of silence.
Yep.
Marrow.
Water obey the gravity.
Holy water.
Double helix.
A river in Egypt.
Suffocate City.
Nope, we already said
Already
that.
You
said
did?
that.
Oh, sorry. Hearst for 2.
There you go.
Chernobyl.
Guillotine.
All right.
Oh, you already said guillotine? Oh, oh, God. Dude, I don't know. I was trying to think of what wasn't said. That's the problem that I'm having. Dude, I don't know,
You're the
man.
worst at this game. That's great. That's great, though.
I can literally go down the line.
Who generally comes up with the song titles for the catalog?
I think it just depends on who's writing.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
depends on who's writing.
All right.
So.
I
I
intentionally
don't know.
named songs from before any of us were in the band.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
take them off the
Yeah.
board.
2014.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's
don't even know,
fantastic.
man.
Hey, it's all right. It's all right. So, I mean, you're just down a spot on the leaderboard. You know,
That's
I'm sure,
fine.
you know, it still counts for the RV rules, I think.
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
fine.
Yeah, you will get knocked down a peg on the
Yeah. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry.
All right, one last speed round between Caleb and Cody. And let's see, Caleb, since you won that last round, go ahead and pick the band.
Okay, give me a moment here.
All right.
I want one that's gonna be fun.
For sure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think of one that Cody and I both know pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are
Cody, do
brothers,
you know
so you should know.
Disturbed?
You get down on the used.
Give me Disturbed, please.
All right.
Disturbed.
Okay, I can do Disturbed. Okay, yeah,
Right?
I can do
Right?
Disturbed. I can do
thought you
Disturbed.
guys would do Disturbed.
I can do
Yeah,
Disturbed.
Disturbed has a lot of hit
I was
records.
super into their
for
first
sure.
like four or so records, so
Yeah,
I think I could probably.
Have you
squeeze it out.
performed with Disturbed yet?
No, I
not
would.
yet.
I wanted. I've actually
Yeah.
never even seen them.
They're so tight live.
I'm sure
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah, and David Draymond, you know, really nice dude. Really
the
nice
man.
dude. Yeah. So, all right, let's see. So, who picked Disturbed? Since you picked Disturbed, you technically picked Disturbed. I'll
Yeah,
let you
okay.
go first. Okay, 30 seconds on the clock will begin with you. Go.
All right, I'm coming in hot. Down with the sickness.
Yep.
Stricken.
Oh.
I was gonna say Stricken. Indestructible.
Okay.
The Sound of Silence. It's
Yep.
covered.
Darkness.
Yep.
Off of Indestructible.
Did you already say Indestructible?
I did.
Pass.
Shout 2000.
Oh.
Oh, what? Shut.
Yeah.
Oh, good song. Oh man.
Violence.
Oh, you missed.
No,
Yeah, you missed the big ones too.
Yeah.
Like Stupefy.
Yeah,
Ah,
Stupefy.
I'm
Come on,
mentioned
dude. You picked it.
Are you ready? Hey, you.
I'm hungry.
That's dude.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. All right.
Yeah.
Dude, I probably could have named off
Cody,
everything off of Indestructible.
what
That
do
was
you
one of my first records I ever got.
Cody,
Yeah.
what is a band that you could name? What do you think?
I think
Doesn't
I-
have to be in here.
A band.
Yeah, like all the
Like you could name their whole discography.
Yep.
Gun to your head.
Pantera?
I could do a good deal, Pantera. Yeah.
Some Terra.
Some Terror.
Terror?
Some terror.
Maybe some Breed.
Some Breed. I do a
Hate
lot of
Breed?
Hate Breed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
18 Visions.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
What else do I like, guys?
Oh, you like Dying
Oh,
Fetus.
man.
Dying Fetus.
Fetus.
Okay. Yeah.
Big Dying Fetus guy.
Nice. Nice.
Suffocation.
Yeah, I was gonna say Suffocation. You like, you
Cannibal
like that
Corpse?
Sun Eater? Yeah, Cannibal Corpse. You like that Sun Eater band, Job for a Cowboy?
Job for a Cowboy. A band from Germany called the Intersphere. Big fan
Yeah,
of them.
you like them. Yeah, you like that Crowbot band?
Crowbot's cool. Crowbar as well.
Crowbar,
Crowbar,
for that
that's
matter.
what it
You
is.
like
All the crows.
I get
Yeah.
told that I don't weigh enough to like that band.
Crowbar?
You have to be a big
Yeah,
dude.
You have the big guy.
Yeah, if you know,
yeah.
Crowbar, they're a bunch of big boys.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I'm
Like a
5'7" and weigh
sludge
135,
band.
so you know.
Yeah. So you couldn't fill in.
No,
Yeah.
I'd say every single time he's like, nice shirt, you don't weigh enough to wear that though. And I'm like, that's nuts that you're saying.
Damn.
All right, whatever.
That's funny. It's skinny shaming their fans.
That's what I'm saying,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely the most like weird about like titles and stuff out of
See,
everybody.
I'm
I'm
not.
super.
I don't-
I'm super into memorizing like what things
Yeah.
are called.
I don't
like
know.
you know,
I
I've
just
always been
have a-
super into it.
It
I'm
would always-
I'm particular about it too. Like I want it. Like I hate when people like misattribute a title or like they'll call it like kind of like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if someone says like the Black Parade, I'm like, well, actually, the song's Welcome to the Black
Welcome
Parade,
to-
but it's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
Right,
the
right,
record
yeah,
is called
yeah.
The Black Parade.
The record's called the Black Parade. The song's not.
Welcome-
Yeah, it's like one of those things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a full title that you're
Yeah,
missing
it's-
out on.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's weird because I think growing up I was so obsessed with stuff like that,
Right.
And then just over the years it has escaped my brain.
I think for me it's like reference. Like if I like to know what something is called so that I can review it later. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm listening to a record, I go, oh, I love this song. I want to make sure I remember what the song is called so I can find it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
I'm categorizing stuff like that.
Yeah, and Lindsay's cracking up at, she said, what else do I like, guys? Such a real statement, you know?
Yeah.
Tell me what I like. All right, we're on 25 seconds, so what I want you to do is give me a little backstory into Holy Water, then go ahead and debut it for me. Introduce it on the radio, if you will. So, yeah, we got that going on. It's somewhat of like a takeover that you guys are doing here.
Sweet.
Yeah. And of course, you know, and then we'll remind people, of course, about the show. And as we get ready to set up for a live performance, I'll give away another pair of tickets for tonight's show.
Sweet.
All right, so Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. That, of course, was falling in reverse. I got the band Funeral Portrait in studio. They're performing tonight at Club Encore. And I will be giving away a pair of tickets for that show tonight here in just a few minutes. But we want to debut a song on Rock 102.1 with the boys here. And this is what you would hope to be the second single off the album, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about Holy Water. I know that you were closing your set with this song. That's how much you guys love the song, and your fans, the Coffin Crew, or that come out and they love hearing you close the show with this. So yeah, tell me about it.
You know, so we wrote it in 2019, and it was really about. So we had just left our old label. And it just was a lot of empty promises, right? And it was just one thing after the next of just like, oh, you know, you're going to be the biggest band and all these things, all these tours and all this stuff. And so for us, we were like, oh, we sold our soul to this record label, right? And it just was one thing after the next, and it never worked out, and it wasn't a good move, you know? And so we were just so over it. We were like, we need to write about it, you know? And that was Holy Water.
Nice. All right. Well, go ahead and introduce it here, because this will be the first time we're spinning on Rock 102.1.
Here is Holy Water from the Funeral Portrait.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Sweet.
Yeah, right there. All right, yeah. And then as soon as the song is over, then we're going to be playing, I'll give away a pair of tickets, and I'll play a video that we recorded yesterday as we get geared up for a live in-studio performance. And we'll do that on the air as well. So, yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you guys are, well, I mean, hell, since you're just all over the East Coast, really, you know?
Yes.
And then doing the kind of Zoom writing, which is a very common thing nowadays.
Yes.
Luckily, you got the technology. There's no delay.
Exactly.
We don't really have to do that anymore, luckily. I mean, over COVID, but now we just fly in or drive or whatever, and just like, you know, in person is preferable.
Because I think going forward, we want to do way more in person. You know,
of course, right? Ideally,
that you don't get the same feeling, you know. And I think that's part of why Suffocate City is the way it is because it wasn't in person.
Yeah,
you know, it was.
There's like a different vibe to it.
Yep.
You guys like fucking around during sound check, writing new riffs and stuff, or just kind of
I do in my head, like not like with anybody, but like I'll be in my ear and I'll be doodling. I'm sure Cody is too, just doodling around. Like, oh, that'd be a cool idea for something. You know,
it's one of those things. You know, we're already starting to work on the next record, right? And we want. I mean, the next record's going to be different than the current record, right?
Yeah,
because we are definitely that band that is not going to release the same record twice, right? And we're not going to release the same song twice, so why release the same record twice? Yeah. And so when we're talking about what's coming next, I think for us, I think what we really want to do is next step, right? Is bigger, crazier, weirder, catchier, like everything. Like it doesn't even have to be, you know, a weird song. It's just the idea of it being like this song needs to be more interesting. Or this
I think just defining carving out our space a little bit more. You know, finding more of what makes this band, and what people are drawn to about this band. Yeah, and digging into that more.
And we see that with Suffocate City, right? Is we see why do people like that song is going to be very important to writing the next record, right? Or the songs that people like really connect to on our record, like Hearse for Two, right? Like stuff
the ones
like
that people are asking for live,
you know, or whatever it is. And it's like, or the songs in the top 5 on Spotify, even, you know, like that tells a lot.
Yeah, it does.
You know,
absolutely.
It does.
Which is great. That's like real time kind of testing.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
They updated to be top 10 now, which is sick.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And so you can see that kind of stuff in real life, you know, as you're writing or as you're working, and for us, we're never going to write for an audience. We're always going to write for ourselves.
Right.
Because that's very important, especially this next record. I really want it to be like a work of art.
Nice. Yeah, we're going back on Rock 102.1 KFMA. There you go. Holy Water, right here from the Funeral Portrait. A song that you could hear live at Club Encore tonight. Tickets available at clubencore.com. But I do have a pair of tickets that I want to give away here for those. So what we'll do is we have a lot to get to with a short amount of time. So the boys brought in their acoustic guitars. So to do a live in-studio performance would be epic. So we'll get ready for that, and I'll give away a pair of tickets right now. So if you want to join us and get on the KFMA VIP list, be caller number 10 at 600 KFMA 605-362, and I'll hook you up with a pair of tickets. Again, the show is tonight from 7:30 to 11:30. Who's performing with you tonight?
There's a band called If Not For Me, and they're really, really cool young band. And then there's another band called Versus Me. And it's going to be a fun time.
I believe there
is a local. I wish I would. Hey, actually, you know what?
We have the day sheet.
I think I do. I hope it doesn't say just local. Sometimes it does.
Yeah. Let's see. So we give a shout out.
Yes, I know. I don't
want to. There's a good chance that we're
unfortunately, it says local.
Yeah.
And we'll find out. I'll find out.
Yes,
I'm sure they're phenomenal.
Please do.
I bet they're sick, dude.
Yes.
No, the band's name is local, and they are.
Yes.
I mean, a sick band name.
That's
actually.
crazy.
All right. Well, we got. Let's see. People are calling in real quick. So let's just find out who our winner is real quick before I fire off and get ready for the live performance. Rock 102.1, who's this?
This is Kyle.
Kyle, you're caller number 10. You want to join us tonight at Club Encore?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. He was on the fence, but
Right on,
I feel like we won him over. All right, good.
Thanks,
Kyle, stay on the line. I'm going to get all your info, okay? All right, we're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, and after Alice in Chains, we'll be back with the Funeral Portrait performing live in studio. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right, excellent. All right, so with that said, I'm going to play a video clip here real quick, and if in case you missed it, this was our reaction to Cherry 2000's trailer. We'll be back with a live performance from the Funeral Portrait, so stick around. The original trailer. Okay, this movie, I swear, it came out in 1987. Your mind's going to be blown. And I referenced this so many times, right, Rico? So have you ever seen the trailer or this movie?
No.
Okay, so I'm excited to share this with you. I told you this is so fucking real. Yes, and so it's Cherry 2000. I'm sorry. I was wrong about
That's the sequel.
Yeah, all right. Make sure the volume's good. All right, prepare to have your minds blown, everybody.
In the future, the world has survived. Romance has not.
Right, so we'll say a dinner, complete sexual encounter, optional episode in the morning, right?
I gotta run
Lawrence Fishburne, by the way.
this past my own lawyer.
Pleasure is strictly business. But it will be possible to have the perfect mate. A Cherry 2000.
Looks great. Thanks.
Thoughtful. Desirable.
Hot.
She'll never run out on him. Just short out.
Is this exactly how I described it, by the way? Did I describe it accurately when I said she got shorted out from the soap from the dishwasher? Right. And so he tries to fix her, right? This is the inside of her. He's heartbroken.
Tragic.
Sorry, kid. Total internal.
She's a robot, Mari. Follow along.
You killed her, Dawn.
Now you got her basic memory right here. Vocal patterns, verbal, whatever. Basic voice. Don't look so glum. Your chassis out for the count, all right? You got the chip, you go in, you pick yourself out a new model, you slide it in the slot. You got yourself your girl bag in a brand new frame.
Give me a call if you find a Cherry. Cherry 2000.
Look, my friend, you're gonna be a very old man, round in the middle and bone dry before you find one of those in these parts.
That's a chance I'll just have to take.
Right.
Then
That's how much I love my fuck
adventure
doll.
begins.
Hell yeah.
Why don't you hire a tracker to go into Zone 7?
We got a policy against trackers in these parts. Nobody goes into Zone 7.
And they got one of the original warehouses down there. Girls stacked on the shelves like pies.
I'm looking for someone to go into Zone 7.
I'm E. Johnson.
Yeah, Melanie Griffin. Right?
You're not gonna find anybody better than me, mister. I'm not a machine.
I know, that's why I don't want to bang you.
I can get
Do you know where they keep these babies? We
Look at
call
that.
it the graveyard.
Yeah, Shadow Silhouette.
Yeah. I missed that.
I'm telling you, it's such a bonerific film when you're coming of age, dude. I was watching this at like 10 and like, oh, this is the best ever. So this fantasy stuck with me for my entire life.
This made you a man.
Oh my God. So as the more we keep coming across these stories, I'm like, yeah, Cherry 2000.
Maybe I can get in there.
It was right there the whole time.
But I need somebody.
Look how hot Melanie
me.
Griffith was too, and she knew what she was doing. She's like, check out these human boobs. And she's like, yeah, they're okay.
Right.
Small imperfections make me not hard. So
In order to make it out in one piece.
Doesn't matter.
Chase those birds till they drop.
yeah,
If you think it's tough to meet the right people now, wait till you go looking for a Cherry 2000. Cherry 2000.
So it's all on the hunt for one specific robot.
yeah, because soulmate, man.
I was really
That's why
excited.
they're like fighting and like shooting at each other.
Well, you know, there's trackers, and then these guys, I guess they were just like, yeah, maybe I want to bang that robot too. I kind of forgot the premise. I just remember the boners, but
It was really disappointing to read that Terminator came out before this, the first one.
yeah,
I was
so-
really hoping James Cameron was like full of shit this whole time. He was like, it's Cherry 2000.
Yeah,
Gave
no.
me an inspiration.
I think the opposite is true. I think Cherry 2000 was kind of inspired
Terminator.
by a Terminator, and I think the Hollywood pitch was, all right, what if we do
Terminator,
Terminator, but you can
but-
fuck it, right? that is
Exactly.
the premise of Cherry 2000.
Cherry. Picture it.
Yeah.
We're not going to fuck Arnold. They're like, no.
Yeah.
Cherry.
Yeah.
You got it. Don't worry.
100%. So yes, that is the inspiration in that movie that's so ahead of its time, and now we are about to be in that post-apocalyptic future where we'll all have a potential Cherry 2000 that we'll fall in love with, and you know, once you get the right model, like just like a pair of shoes that just fits right, then nothing else can fill that void except for the exact
I
same
hope when
model.
they roll it out for the big reveal at the big center, wherever they have all the E stuff happening, they show like the first model and they layer down like, look at dishwasher liquid.
Yeah.
Cover her.
I'll
She's
take-
fine.
Yeah,
She's good. She survived.
I would never invest my money into a sex robot, right?
Never.
No, because I do like, you know, the connection I have with a real human being, except unless they create a model that looks exactly like that Cherry 2000.
yeah.
And then that is like childhood nostalgia come to life.
It's over for you.
Full
yeah,
circle.
and I'm spelling come to life differently than you think.
Yes.
I would just love it. You're just like, Beef comes in one day. He's like, this is Cherry. I'm like, you said it was a one-time thing, Beef. You're like, yeah, but I got feelings.
It's my soulmate.
It's my soulmate. Since childhood.
Yeah, when I was 8, they were like, no, this is the woman you want. Oh, fair enough. What about that redhead, man? She got a pretty nice rack on her. Yeah, it's okay. But, you know, she still has, like, menstruation and, you know, she poops. These are all things that you don't want and you don't get in a Cherry 2000 model.
Cherry doesn't burn my toast.
Yeah. Good to see you, 10. Yes, you have a great day as well. All right, let's wrap it up, dude. But yeah,
We got to
is
have
your
a
mind
watch.
blown?
Let's have a
Yeah,
watch
that's pretty
party.
crazy.
Let's do a live stream watch party.
Yes,
with that
live
movie.
stream watch party indeed. I might be able to find the whole movie on.
Oh, you can rent
we'll
it from
find it.
Casa. Go to Casa Video. They'll have it.
No, I
Should
mean,
do it from Casa.
Ooh, I'm sure they've played it
Let's
before.
do a live stream there.
Let's do it. I love Casa Video.
yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, I'll see if they definitely have it. But then we have to get a VHS player. We got to get a bunch of stuff.
No, they're not on DVD.
Cherry has
sure?
one.
It came out in 1987.
Mhm.
No, they've got lots of movies on DVDs
Yeah.
from the 80s.
Let's
They have a
see.
disc like her neck.
Apparently, it's a cult movie. There's a guy who reviews cult movies. He got 180,000 views reviewing this movie. But yes, a watch along for Cherry 2000 definitely going to happen. And they call it a good bad flick. And lots of look at this. It lives in the underground. So even this good bad flicks you're seeing, I'll show you like 163,000 views just on this like review.
Wow.
Clip of it. So there is kind of like an underground appreciation for this.
We should make it a dress-up event where people dress up as Cherry.
Yeah, hell, Dollicious. Dollicious could have dressed up like Cherry, right? Yeah, I got the same kind of hair. So
Watching, you know what's funny? Watching these two, like even though they're B movies, you look at all the schlock that's being put out today, and like if they tried to make something, it'll be CGI cars, CGI everything, like really bad.
Yeah.
It's like you can tell they put effort into that movie.
No, in
like
fact,
with all the
when it
the
was
scenery?
released, you got to think of the time.
Oh, yeah.
It was 1987, and with the cast and the amount of pyrotechnics and what they had, it was not a
Cocaine.
B movie at all. This was a mainstream release that
Orion.
died at the box office and then became a cult classic because of the spankability. 100%.
Like, Dad, what's this movie? You'll see.
You'll see. And I think I saw it on Cinemax, like, you know, playing late at night over and over again. I don't know where I fell in love with that movie, but I watched it multiple times, and yeah, it definitely Feed the Beast. It's something that stuck with me again. It's a core memory.
I want to see if there's like an episode of Sally Jesse Raphael, like one of those old talk shows.
All right, the rest of that clip you could see on YouTube as we reacted to Cherry 2000. I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie, but
I didn't. It looks like something that we would all enjoy, though.
Yeah, well, it is. It's a cult classic. It's about a sex robot that malfunctions, and the man who owned a sex robot who loved her, right, goes to find a duplicate model and has to go through this post-apocalyptic world trying to find that Cherry 2000 with the help of a smoking hot real lady. That is, spoiler alert, takes a while for him to actually say, you know what, real pussy, not bad. So we gotta get into it. Yeah, it's a great movie, dude.
Put that on the list. That's
Melanie
so
Griffith in her prime, and she's like naked in half of it. It's
dude.
Another it reminds me, I want to go see that companion movie.
I know.
It's about a crazy murderous sex robot.
I know.
Yes.
Companion.
Sex robots are in.
Yes, they are.
So
yes,
in.
it is our future for sure. So we got about 2 minutes before we're back on the air. So maybe I guess we'll just get ready to do Suffocate City live on the air.
Yeah, we'll do Suffocate City first.
And then then we'll do a bonus performance. It'll drive people to check out the podcast of Holy Water, and then wrap things up on the show. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out, dude. I know it's a tough part of the gig where you work late nights. Right, and then do early mornings, so it is appreciated. But it comes with the territory. So the ones that do it, know that this is the business. Whether it's comedians or musicians and stuff, and they get all the respect because a lot of people don't understand that, and it's really all about naps.
Yeah.
Well, also you said that you'd give us a cool place to eat later.
Yes. Actually, I got a small laundry list of just great places.
Not walking out of here empty-handed.
Yeah.
This is our exchange.
Yes, and it's a fair exchange. And honestly, you'll be like, he wasn't lying.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So you just pick your poison. I'll tell you a couple places off the top of my hat. One of my favorite tacos in town is called the Absent Taco, right? And they open up at 11, but it's carne asada taco, but they cook the meat on this mesquite grill that literally has been around for over 50 years. So it's generations of flavor. It's smoky. It's really good. But the taco is basically a Philly cheesesteak of tacos, okay? So you got the carne asada, right? And then sauteed onions, mushrooms, green chilies, bacon, and cheese. That's on the taco, and it is the most unbelievable taco I've ever had in my life.
That sounds insane.
Yes, and that's only just one of literally multiple places that are just out of this world where you're like, I didn't know Mexican food could be like this.
That's sick.
Yeah. So 25 seconds here, then we'll get on the air to do the performance.
Anything? We graduated with the fever.
You remember?
Yeah, I think.
Are you trying to remember your lyrics right now?
Oh, do I always have to look them up?
Yeah.
When we do it this way, because this is such a different.
It's not the show.
Yeah, it just comes out.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's muscle memory. It is.
Yeah.
100%, which is crazy. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We are joined in studio a very special guests who are headlining Encore tonight. Of course, I'm talking about the Funeral Portrait, and we're all amped up and ready for a live performance here. So acoustically, we got Caleb and Cody hanging out here with their acoustic guitars. Is that like an acoustic bass?
This is a Fender Acoustasonic.
Oh, Acoustasonic.
Yeah, so it's part. It's a guitar.
You can plug it in.
You can.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It's a fake acoustic.
That looks
fake
cool.
acoustic.
Yeah, nice.
But it sounds like real acoustic.
It does both.
All right. Well, all right. Well, let's do this. So we're going to do two performances, one on the air here, and then we're going to do a second performance of the single we debuted this hour called Holy Water acoustically on the podcast broadcast, which you can listen and watch along youtube.com/beefvegan. Let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, acoustically live in studio, here is the Funeral Portrait with Suffocate City.
On 8, fellas.
graduated with a fever, so full of confidence and ready to achieve. But it's all just a fallacy. You're 7 years a true believer. You wake up choking with a pillow on your face. Every plan made a race. Getting out, never getting out of here. They say just settle down. You're never getting out of this place. Welcome to Suffocate City. We're never getting out, never getting out of here. They say just settle down. You're never getting out of this place. Welcome to Suffocate City. You think you've had enough? Boy, you just have a bait. That's when they pull the plug. You're never getting out of this place. Welcome to Suffocate City. Negotiated like a crisis. You come out swinging with your list of your demands, but they're already making plans. Don't get too high and ready for your britches, or you might end up in stitches. But have a pound of flesh for the ends round your neck. And we're never getting out, never getting out of here. Say just settle down, you're never getting out of this place. Welcome to Suffocate City. You think you've had enough, but boy, they sure so have a bit. That's when they pull the plug. You're never getting out of this place. Welcome to Suffocate City. Never thought it would end this way. Told myself I could finally break the cycle of this cage. That was no escape. And we're never getting out, never getting out of here. They say just settle down, you're never getting out of this place. Welcome to Suffocate City. You think you've had enough? Boy, the show's forever been. That's when they pull the plug. You're never getting out of this place. Welcome to Suffocate City.
Yeah, that's the Funeral Portrait live here on the podcast broadcast. We're going to do a bonus performance of Holy Water exclusively on youtube.com/beefvegan. You can join us right now. Be back to wrap things up with Beef Tip with the Funeral Portrait right after these words. So keep it right here on Rock 102.1. Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
Save that and then we'll see. I'm pressing all the buttons this morning.
Dude, you're really good at this, just so you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you.
I'm not joking. Like, this is really...
You're crushing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who get paid a lot more, do a lot less. I promise you that. Right.
Sounds like somebody I know.
Right.
Yeah. Now I'm mad.
Getting some great instant feedback, by the way. Natalie said first time listening to them, pretty kick ass. You know, and let's see, sweetest Nightmare saying, let's see, not her genre typically, but she digs it. And she's like, I think I heard this before. Like, yeah, you absolutely heard it before because it's in heavy rotation on this station. Suffocate City is the lead single. And then this single that we're going to perform right now, Holy Water, potentially.
Our next number one.
Yes,
It is the next number one.
You got to double up the number ones. You got to get those plaques
I would like to
growing.
have number two, number one.
Yes, number two, number ones.
Hopefully, Linkin Park won't release another single right beforehand.
Oh, no.
Or the record's out now. They can't.
Well, ours is
That's
too.
true.
Shut up.
He'll release it, and then Zach De La Rocha's like, you know what? I think we should release new Rage songs. Yeah. Don't you dare.
Well, I mean,
put that-
actually, do that, but
Yeah,
wait.
Yeah,
do that, but wait till after.
I actually really super want you to do that,
Yeah.
but do wait to do it.
There's a few people that scare me, okay? Falling in Reverse.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. New artists.
anything
There's
he puts
new.
out,
Yeah.
just let me-
Falling. Okay. Jelly Roll.
Oh yeah.
Jelly Roll. Those are the two. Oh, of course, Bad Omens, which we know.
And we know they're teasing.
We know that they're starting to tease. So Bad Omens. That's
so you gotta get
scary.
on it before Bad Omens.
So,
It doesn't matter what. You know whatever they put out is going to...
Oh,
yeah.
So all three of those new bands, like when I say new, but bands, I guess legacy, but they're about all three of those are legacy now. But
right,
those are the three that I'm scared of.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So, but
those,
now
those are strong three.
Shinedown just started releasing music. Oh,
I know.
No.
I know. Yeah, we're giving out those tickets next week too. Oh, all right. And real quick before you go into holy water, no, my head's not swelling. Redbeard, thanks for that. And Christy, no, it's not. Thank you. All right, let's do this. Holy water here. Funeral portrait. Go ahead and take it away, guys.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I traded my name to indulge a snake, so I ran free and broke a leg, but I felt free enough to rule the world. One time, I sleep in a bag of bones. No, mama, don't think I'll be coming home, 'cause I felt love to rule the world. One time, bow down to the church in the center of the songs of in your head. They're holding your holy water now. I'm a praise and a prayer. I'm like a savior, dressed like I'm holding your holy water. Treating my soul to a wealthy man, so I don't have to work again, she said. So it's my price to rule the world. One time, bow down to the church in the center with the song stuck in your head. They're holding your holy water now. I'm a priest in a prayer. I'm like a savior, dressed like I'm holding your holy water. Soon the newest muse. We roll the dice for sacrifice and not you. The nail and the truth. We roll the dice for sacrifice tonight. I traded my name to indulge a snake, so I ran free and broke a leg, but I felt free enough to rule the world. One time, bow down to the church in the center with the song stuck in your head. They're holding your holy water now. I'm a priest in the prayer. I'm like a savior, just like I'm holding your holy water.
Yes, all right. Funeral portrait, holy water. Excellent job acoustically, boys. Excellent job. Of course, you can hear it amped up tonight at Club Encore, which is the reason why the guys came in today to celebrate that. And just this run so far has been a fantastic run. So I'm stoked for you guys a lot. So let them know what you think in the comments there on the stream. And so we'll get back on to wrap up Beef Tip here in just a couple minutes. In fact, I'll cut Linkin Park Breaking the Habit short because they don't need enough attention. They got enough. They're good. Yeah. It's everywhere for sure. Hold on, let me just label this too so I don't lose it.
That's generally like probably maybe their best song.
Dude.
I don't know.
Dude, the beat on it's crazy.
Dude,
the video they had the
everything.
guys who did the same studio that did the Kill Bill animation.
Which is just, dude,
phenomenal.
It makes me think that it was kind of written beforehand and they had it in the vault, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude,
What album was that on?
That's on Meteora.
Okay, I thought so.
It was one. It was like the big. That's like Numb. It's the other big single other than Numb off of Meteora.
Yeah, it's the scream that goes forever. Yes.
Dude, I heard much more than any time before. Dude, it's the idea that they could put off a record like, especially Hybrid Theory has a couple hits on it, but really Meteora, where it's like you have 4 or 5, like because it's like Somewhere I Belong, Numb, Breaking the Habit, like massive songs on the same album.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. They were tapped in. And honestly cemented a legacy that, now they're like Stadium, They've been Stadium beforehand too. Such a tragedy that Chester passed away, We were talking with the boys in Gray Days, who were original members of Chester's band up in Phoenix on the west side too. And then, they say things that make you always question stuff where they were talking about how they were planning. And Chester was planning on doing Gray Days stuff and doing some solo stuff. Yeah, 100%.
I remember.
Right, so had all these plans kind of laid out that he was super excited about, which makes his passing even more confusing, It's just like,
But I think that's the thing with, mental health that is so important that, just because you have these plans or just because you seem happy on the outside, no one really knows what it's like on the inside.
Right.
And that's a huge thing that this band stands for, but also, I know that's a lot of people talk about it nowadays, which is great.
Yeah.
Because I think passing of people like Chester and others,
Chris,
exactly, that shows that it's real, right? And it can affect anyone,
right? No matter what point you are in your
because you're always hearing, this guy sells out arenas and he's a millionaire and he's, what does he have to be upset about? But that's not how it works.
That's not how mental health works.
What it is,
how it happens.
All right, we're getting back on the air here real quick. Just a quick shout out and plug for tonight. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have on the FM side. But I do like to thank our in-studio guest, Funeral Portrait, for coming in this morning, rocking out for us. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Looking forward to the show tonight at Club Encore. You can get those tickets at the door or secure them ahead of time at encore.com. So make sure you get that. The show starts at 7:30, and of course they're headlining it. And continue success in everything that you guys are doing. I want to remind and let our listeners know to go check out thefuneralportrait.com. It's a really fun website. There you can get tapped into all their music videos, but it's also like a fun adventure. So you have to see it to believe it.
A point-and-click adventure all your own. Man.
Yes,
absolutely. So we'll do a couple minutes overtime on the podcast stream. Until then, Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish upon a side of beef.
Clear. Yeah. That's a Ren and Stimpy song. Yeah.
I bet Homer would love that.
Powdered Toast Man.
Yeah.
Powdered Toast Man.
Yep.
Dude, that show got
maybe
weird.
one of the best bits from that show. Really phenomenal bit.
Oh, yeah, and it's been a closer for a while. All right, anything you want to mention before we wrap things up on the podcast? Anything you want to plug away? I'll just try to remember for tomorrow.
I don't know, just thank you. I don't know. Like, we're just hyped to be here and do this kind of stuff. So,
well, like I said, if we hopefully get one of these posters reactivated, then I'm sure you'll be one of the first calls, especially being tapped in. Full Metal Jackie's like our night host, on the station and stuff. So, it's great that you guys have been working with her, and she's fantastic.
She's crushed it, like we said, and seems like she's about to crush it again. So
yeah, there's no slowing her down for sure.
I know.
Yeah. So all right, well, we're wrapping things up on the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend, and we will see you back tomorrow morning or tonight at Club Encore. Later.